Okay, as promised, and hopefully with this wind you can hear what I'm saying, I'm going to go ahead and do a walk around of the 66 Pontiac LeMans for those that are interested. I'll show some of the body panels that need some attention and some of the good points along with the bad. So we'll go ahead and just start by spanning across the car. The front fenders are in pretty good shape overall. This one on the driver's side is pretty good. It appears as though that there was some body work done at the bottom of the rear part of this fender. I don't know if the camera will quite catch that or not. As you can see, the lip is in very good shape. The inner parts of the fender are in good shape. Moving over, you can see the door on the driver's side is in pretty good shape. It still has the original paint on it, so there shouldn't be any surprises there. Look at how nicely the doors open and close. The chrome pillar here is in nice shape. The drip rail on the roof is in great shape. You've got some surface rust starting in some of these areas. It needs to be sanded. This piece should be taken off and everything's sanded underneath. Overall, for a vinyl top car, we're in pretty good shape. You can see as this chrome piece comes around and comes back into the window, we're pretty solid in here. I'm sure there's a little bit underneath the chrome molding that would need addressed, as that is very common for these cars. This panel is in pretty good shape, but again, underneath that molding would probably need a little bit of attention. This back quarter is in pretty good shape overall. Even underneath here seems to be pretty good. You got paint coming off in some of these places, and there's some surface rust right here and here, but overall very solid. Same with the inner fenders here, seem to be in pretty good shape. Move back, here's the one spot that I tried to show in the pictures. There's a little bit of a crinkle right here, and it's like a little bit of a fender bender has happened at one point in time. I think I still have this eyebrow piece. I'll try and locate that. Here's a picture of the back of the car. Bumper overall is in pretty good shape. I do not have this piece that goes across. I'm going to get the keys and we'll open up the trunk. Go ahead and show you this quarter. Now on this passenger quarter there is some bubbling right at the back here, and it looks like there might be something going on behind this piece of molding right here. Looking on the inside, Everything else looks pretty good. If the camera will focus. And hopefully the sun isn't blocking our view here. Same thing on this side. You got a little bit of surface rust, but it just needs to be sanded. Here's the trunk. As you can see in these corners, it's rusted out. Very common for these cars. But you can also see a lot of the areas that still have the original spatter paint. Try and keep my shadow out. So some of these areas look pretty nice. Trunk overall, probably just best off to just replace it. Under the trunk lid you've got the jack instructions, original paint underneath. Come back around this side. Try and capture this. There is a little dent in the roof line right here, right where my hand is. It's kind of hard in this lighting to see it, but camera should pick it up. This red that's right here, that's the undercoating underneath the gold paint. Started sanding on it a little bit. Ended up being quite the chore. That stuff is pretty heavy duty. Again, chrome piece on this side, very nice. The aluminum pieces here should clean up nicely. There's a new windshield. Got the GTO hood. This door also opens, closes nicely. This fender came to me this way. The guy that had it before me took a dent puller, which is what all these little holes are, and pulled out a dent. My guess is the dent probably wasn't as bad as how many holes are here. Should have just pounded it out from the back side, so there will be a little bit of work needs to be done here. Same thing, the lower part of the back fender has had some body work, and I think there is a little bit of filler right down in here. I don't know that it's all that thick though, so just so you know, these holes are where the louvers went for the LeMans. I do have another bumper that's a little bit straighter than this one. Try and get some time to put that on, replace that. Headlight bezels are in pretty good shape. There's a T3 headlight. Here's the GTO hood with the nose. It is going to need some hood hinges. The radiator holds water until you get right up to the top in here, and then it leaks a little bit if you fill it up all the way to the top. As long as you're aware of that while you're restoring the car, you won't have any problems. Got a clutch fan on it. This is a 389. Why somebody put some reddish orange paint on here, I have no idea. But it is a Pontiac valve cover. And then if you can see right down here, this line is what goes to the transmission cooler, which obviously is not hooked up. Battery, alternator, 2-barrel carburetor, brakes, no power brakes, just regular brakes. Does have power steering. Okay, we'll go ahead and start it up now. You can hear it run. Just has a single exhaust. Off the passenger side here. Go ahead and shut it off, and we'll start it back up and take it for a ride in a minute. A little more of the back window area, that shelf piece I have never taken out. Go ahead and show some of the interior. Door panel, actually in pretty good shape for being as old as it is. Same with the seats, overall in pretty good shape. Back seats. Here's the console, steering wheel, the gauges. Looking at around 87,000. Not that that really matters on these old cars. Still has the cigarette lighter. And the radio. The lights come on the radio. I've never hooked it up to a speaker, so I don't know for sure that it works, but it should. Let me get a good picture of the floor pan here. This is a passenger side floor pan. Very solid. Matter of fact, unbelievably solid for these cars. A lot of times these have some rust issues. Here's the driver's side floor pan. Also very solid. Rockers on both sides are nice. Here's the only spots in the pans that I've found that have some issues. Hole right there, and right there. So this is the pan right behind the driver's side seat. I'll go around to the other side and show you the passenger. passenger rear floor pan is in good shape. Again, the rockers are in good shape. There's the LeMans grab bar. Oh, and the dash at some point need to be replaced. There's some cracks in it. Headliner, although it's there, has some issues too. It's coming apart in this corner, and overall everything's just original and used. Door panel on this side, again, in good shape. You can see the underside of the doors. Also a spot that a lot of times gets rusted. See if I can get low enough here to show you the frame. It's in really good shape. Exhaust pipe's a little rusty on the surface, but if this video comes out, it'll show that the pans look good from the underside as well. Antenna, another reason why I haven't tested the radio. Do a quick drive around the block. Indicator light for the turn signal works. You can see that. Overall has some pretty good get up and go for a big old car like this. There's a little splitting of the tires, maybe you heard it, maybe you didn't. Overall runs pretty smooth, drives pretty smooth. Brakes are pretty smooth. Needs to go to someone that will really appreciate it for what it is.